Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. How are you guys all doing? Just trying to figure out here, like, what's going on here. All right, there we go. Wow, guys, how are you? I thought I would do this live from my car since it's very apropos. We have a bit of a snowstorm coming in. And yeah. All right, let me just see the chat here. Let me see live chat. Okay. Good. Okay, done. Take that away. Okay, guys. Just gonna let a few more people jump in while we settle in for this story that I have to tell you guys. What happened? I mean, those of you who are in my alchemy program got the lowdown. You guys were some of the first people I told that happened, like what happened to me last night. But it's very bizarre. And what's going on with my hair up here? What is going on? Don't mind me. Yeah, we do have a full blizzard heading our way, like a foot of snow. A foot of snow, apparently. So where do I start, guys? Something very bizarre happened to me last night while I was driving in my car. This, as you guys know, I've had, let's call it an interesting experience in my car back in January. While driving back from having coffee with a girlfriend, all of a sudden my reality got distorted for about 30 seconds to a minute, and a very familiar street was now no longer familiar to me. It's like all of the surroundings got distorted, and I didn't know where I was, even though I knew I was on the right street. Well, that was what I understand ET contact, distorting my reality to let me know they're there and wanting to make contact. This was much more intense. What happened to me last night? So, full disclosure, because I don't hide anything, you guys know I try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to this stuff. I was out having a couple of drinks and some food with a friend of mine last night, and I only had 2 drinks and some food over a couple of hours, and oddly enough, we got dessert and I got a coffee after, which we never do, but for some reason I wanted a coffee. I was like, yeah, I just feel like having one. And so I was very awake. I don't know how else to say it. I was very awake. I was very lucid during this entire experience I'm going to tell you guys about. So I get into my car and I head onto the road. I say goodbye to my friend. I'm in my car alone and I've got my music playing and I'm sitting. There's a highway that I have to go in eastbound towards the city, which is away from the mountains. Okay, so going eastbound, westbound is towards the mountains. So I'm sitting under an overpass waiting for the light to turn green. The light turns green, I make a left, I get onto the ramp that I've got onto several times before. The other car's following me. I'm driving onto the highway, I get on the on-ramp, I'm now on the highway heading eastbound. There is no other way to go onto this highway other than this ramp. So I'm saying this for a very specific reason. So I'm driving and I everything's normal. I see a street that I always pass on that highway. And I'm listening to this awesome music that someone in my alchemy group, Mitch, you dropped this song into one of our chats, and I'm listening to the music and it's super, I've been meditating to it. It's super high vibe. And really just invigorates me. And I'm listening to this, and the next thing I know, the highway is splitting. And I'm like, this is weird. Why is the highway splitting? Because the highway doesn't split here. This looks like what happens when you're driving into the mountains. And I'm like, what's going on? And so as I'm driving and I'm trying to understand why my surroundings just changed, I then look and I see a road sign that says Lookout Mountain. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm in the mountains. I just completely, no time change. There was no time difference. I just wasn't driving eastbound in my car anymore. I was in a completely different location and I was in the mountains. Driving westbound, now further into the mountains. I was so stunned. I was like, what? How did this just happen? How did I just get here? And I had to pull up my phone to make sure, like, am I really in the mountains? Like, what's going on here? And so I pulled off on a off ramp so I could turn around and go back out of the mountains, back towards home. And I finally got home, and the whole time I'm wondering, what just happened to me? How was it possible that in one moment I'm on one highway driving in a completely different direction, and then the next I'm in the mountains driving westbound? It's nothing I've ever experienced like that in my life. And so, of course, I called Marina, my friend Marina Jacoby, who's, by the way, she's going to be on my podcast this Tuesday. And I'm like, Marina, this is just how you got to talk to me. Like, what happened here? And I said, I feel like I either bilocated or I had ET contact. And she goes, or you were abducted. And I'm like, yeah, that's a possibility too. But I feel like it was a combination of bilocation and ET contact, because this isn't the first time that they've tried to contact me while in the car. So I talked to a couple other people about it, and everyone was basically confirming the same thing. So I said, okay, I'm going to go into meditation and see if I can get some more insight into what just happened here. So I went into meditation last night, and I was shown some things. So what I was shown, me in my car driving, and I was shown the force field around me was expanding and then collapsing, expanding and then collapsing, expanding and then collapsing. And so I'm watching in my third eye, I'm watching me driving, and I'm watching the force field around me doing this. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden it collapsed and I was gone. I was then shown ETs on a ship working with technology while all this was happening. And while they were working with the technology, I heard, hold on a second, let me just remember. It was 2 words. Oh shoot. I have it written down. It was something like time freeze. I think it was time freeze. And then I heard extension interplay, which I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what extension interplay means. The 2 words were don't forget. Haha, Dave. Very, very funny. Time freeze. I have it written down, and I've told someone else that. And so I was also told or shown in my meditation that one, I believe there's a location I'm supposed to go to in the mountains. I was shown water coming up from the ground. I'm supposed to go somewhere where water is coming up from the ground like a spring. And I don't know why. But then I was also told that the reason why it was so obvious of this bilocation was to really grab my attention. They really wanted me to know without a doubt that there was contact. And it was done on purpose so that I would not even mistaken it for anything else. Oh boy. It was weird, guys. It was crazy. Now, all that being said, I was given another download this morning before I did this video from my guides that they wanted me to tell you another part of all of this into why this happened and why this is so important for us to all know. In that the night before this happened, so Thursday night, I was doing cord cutting with someone that I have a very, very strong connection with. And it wasn't because of this person, but it was because of someone they know. Their energy was so intertwined with theirs that it was getting to me. And it was, I know that this person has a lot of negative entity attachments and has been affecting me for the last couple of months. And so I knew that this person wasn't going to be putting this person out of their life anytime soon, or at least not immediately. So I said to myself, I've got to cut off all of the energy cords that I have with this person right now just to preserve my own well-being energetically, right? Spiritual hygiene. And just do it from a place of self-love. And so I did this really big cord cutting on the Thursday night, and something happened in the dream state that night that I'm not going to really get into because it's not that important for you guys to know, but it verified to me how significant that cord cutting was. Well, the last time something crazy happened to me when I was in the mountains was when I ended a very important relationship of mine, and I ended it because boundaries weren't being respected, energy was being drained, and I just said, I no more. And so that's when I had a very interesting experience up. I think I told you guys when I was in Breckenridge, and I saw a shaman in the water. They working with me at night. I had all this energy coming in. They were using the sound frequency of the water. So that experience happened after I made the clear decision to cut this person out of my life. Well, this experience that I had last night was a result of me being able to cut the energy interference that was happening through this other person that I care about and cutting those cords. And so one of the messages that I'm being asked to deliver in this video is that for all of you who are not aware of how much energy can drain you and pull you down and also prevent you from having certain experiences, is to know your proper boundaries and spiritual hygiene, in that we often don't realize how energetically draining certain relationships can be in our life, how having certain people around us, their energy attachments into our field, how much that pulls us down. So they really wanted me to kind of touch on that in this video for all of you, because they're kind of telling me this morning in a download that the reason why I was able to have this experience is because I did that cord cutting. So that happened last night. I don't know exactly what happened when I was gone, how I bilocated, because it wasn't controlled by me. I believe it was some sort of technology that was being used. All I saw was the force field expanding, collapsing, and then all of a sudden, poof, I was gone. And then I was in the mountains. So I don't know if any of you guys have some insight here that you want to share for me on top of that. I'm going to continuously go into meditation for the next few days to understand this more fully. But I was told that disclosure was going to be more part of what I'm going to be discussing on my channel, because it's going to be happening to me. I didn't realize, though, that it was going to start happening to me in this way. 1 foot in 5D, that used to happen to me as a kid. yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys have any insight into? You've had those experiences, Dave, but only after way too much candy. Very funny. Very funny. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Alara. So, yeah, Puffins Unite. That Puffin song is the best, Alara. So, anyway, that is my bilocation experience, which for me was the first time I've ever experienced it, consciously understood it was happening. It was the strangest thing to know. Like, for a second, I'm like, did I somehow get on a different road that would take me here? But then I was playing everything back in my mind, and I knew there was just I know exactly what on-ramp I got on. There was no other way to go other than eastbound. I remember seeing specific streets that are along that highway that I always pass for me to know I was on the right, in the right direction. And then, poof, I was in the mountains. So, and then no time had passed, so it was just so strange. I don't know why this is happening. Maybe, hopefully I'll find out soon. If I do, I will let you guys know. But there are some big shifts happening. Like I talked about, there's an acceleration timeline that many of us are on. I also feel that, again, this kind of ties back to the message I had before the 1221 portal, that when you start to make very fast and big decisions for yourself that are very different from the old wounded self. So for instance, really drawing boundaries, saying no, not allowing things to interfere with your path, out of a place of self-love for yourself, and honor and respect for your own path, and that commitment to your own path. This strengthens your ability to experience beyond this realm and this dimension, to have all of these multidimensional experiences that a lot of people would think you're freaking crazy. And I'm sure there's people who, if they heard this and they didn't know anything about this, they think I was freaking crazy. And if I didn't know anything about this too, I think I was crazy. But at least I know enough about some of this stuff to know it exists and it's possible. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, guys, does anyone have a question they want to ask me right now about any of this? The time difference is due to the use of their tech and the space on their ship, which happens at a much different time rate than here. Yeah. It was very interesting that I was shown them working with technology. Yeah. High vibes, Cormac, high vibes. Lots of seal stargates, natural Gaia technologies need to be activated and cleansed. Dave, yeah. I do think the cord cutting and time jump is related, Michael, because when you're holding on to more dense energy, you're not able to shift frequencies as easily. So because I cut that frequency or that cord, the energy that was coming in, like I said, guys, remember in my last video that I talked about, I saw what I guess is called a jinn, where it was this black, smoky, rabid looking cross between a dog, wolf being, smoky being, demon-like thing coming out of the person who's I was needing to cut energy ties to. Again, they were not getting to me directly. They were getting to me through someone mutual. And so I had to finally, after talking to my friend and realizing that this person wasn't ready to cut the cord with them yet, I knew I had to cut the cord with my friend, only out of self-preservation and self-love for myself. And because I was able to do that, I know my frequency shifted. In fact, during my all signs reading on Thursday, guys, that I did for you, my energy was completely different than how it has been for the last couple of months. I felt it. There was a lot of different energy coming through me. And after I ended the live stream with you guys, I saw a yellow orb 2 inches in size in my bedroom. And so, as you guys know, my stream was acting a little funny, and I lost my stream towards halfway through water signs, and I had to restart it. It was doing some funky things that it's never done before. I just feel like my energy field definitely went up in frequency for doing that. So I do feel like it was part of it all. Yeah, my butt was burning. Someone also asked me in my alchemy group if I thought the orb in my room had something to do with last night, and I think it might be possible. I know I'm getting more contact. Like, for instance, I've already been given the message for the Starseed Technology class that we're going to do on the 22nd. Blue avians are coming through. I've already gotten that. I don't know what the message is yet. Blue avians I know are coming through. The Rocky Mountains, Darren. So, yeah. Life as a starseed on Earth. Certainly not boring, is it, folks? Am I feeling anything different in my physical body today? No, I'm not. We were making jokes in the alchemy group. Definitely no anal probing happened because I can sit perfectly fine today, folks. That's just a little humor for you guys. No, but I don't know. I don't feel any different. I slept really well last night. I have noticed, okay, the only thing I have noticed is I get warmer faster. Like, I seem to have these my body temperature seems to heat up. Not like a hot flash or anything like that. I don't even know what those are like. It's different. It's like my body temperature is increasing. Like, I get warmer faster. That if I'm cold, something happens where I just heat up really fast. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. So, yeah, energy node. The springs must be to help you integrate new energies coming in for you. You got hit with something in the middle of an interview yesterday, Alara. That sucked as everything that happened to you. You know what? I've had to sleep for incredible amounts of time over the last few weeks. I'm sometimes in bed by 7:30 at night, and I'm not getting out of bed sometimes until 8 o'clock. And I feel like there's a lot happening. I know that there are a lot of shifts and downloads happening within our DNA, like upgrades happening. But it was a negative one for you, Alara? Oh, shoot. I will say I'm going to be more cautious with what I do on my channel because I got that warning a couple months ago from my guides. So I'm just following my guidance and my own protection. So just be careful, Alara, of like, we're about to experience a major timeline split. Like, it's just splitting. And from what I understand, there is a last-ditch effort to pull as many higher frequency souls, star seeds, into that lower timeline as they can. And that's why my focus has been more predominantly on the spiritual aspect, because I don't want to get pulled into that timeline. I don't want any opportunities for that. I know I was receiving these attacks through someone else that was trying to do that, trying to pull me into that lower timeline before the split happens. So Laura, I would just say, just be mindful of that. And check where that hit came from, because right now there's a huge war happening, and at this point it's just important to, when I say look out for yourself, I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean just focus on your journey and what your mission is here in a way that is more focused on the light work as opposed to getting entangled in the darker stuff. And that's just a message for everyone, actually. So, yeah. Any other questions? You're welcome. I just want to say I am still in the same location as when I started this video in my car. The mind busyness, Dave, has definitely dropped dramatically since I started doing clearing, but specifically since I did the cutting. Did you call me mom? Ma? That's funny. Is the reading for signs available to see on? Yeah, Bridget, it's on my YouTube channel. Like, just go to the videos and you see the all signs. There was just a second part for the last half of water signs. Hey, Daniela. So, yeah. And guys, tune in Monday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, so 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm bringing a guy on the show. Well, not the show. It's just we're gonna just talk like this, and you guys are gonna love what he's gonna say about taking back your freedom, how to know your rights, all of that kind of stuff. Very interesting, very inspiring man. And I'll be having him on the show on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get back to things. I'm in the process of editing and producing your alchemy meditation, guys. That should hopefully be done tonight. And I'll see you guys on the live call. For those of you in alchemy, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. If you're interested in joining us, you can still join the alchemy group and get the link for tomorrow's live call. All of that is in the description below, guys. I don't have any updates on Antarctica. I'm not getting any information on that. Okay. All right, guys. I love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're anywhere in this winter storm, stay warm. And I'll be back with you guys soon.